There's a level of discipline that makes people look at you with fear. And today, you'll discover exactly how to get there. Have you ever seen that person who never fails? Who wakes up every day at the same time, does the same things, and just never stops? While everyone else gives up, they keep going. You call that discipline. But the truth is, most people are fighting the wrong enemy. We are going to expose why your motivation is a lie, why you truly feel stuck, and how to build the ancient system of Gyo-ji, the practice that perpetuates itself. This will not make you a better person. It will make you an unbreakable person. The story I'm about to tell you happened to a programmer named Alex. He was successful but paralyzed by a single problem. He couldn't stick to any habit for more than 2 weeks. Gym, meditation, writing. It was all a pattern of Monday motivation and Friday surrender. He tried everything: apps, accountability, rewards. Nothing worked. Why? Because he was fighting something he couldn't even imagine. The very first secret, confirmed by behavioral psychology, is this: you are not lazy. Your motivation is your biggest enemy because it asks you to feel good before you act. The real killer, the hidden feeling, is anxiety. You don't delay the task because you are weak. You delay the task because you are terrified of the outcome, the judgment, or the failure. Procrastination is not a time management problem. It's an emotional regulation failure. Alex discovered that until he disarmed his fear, he would always be paralyzed. The moment Alex realized his paralysis was fear, he understood the solution couldn't be a grand gesture. It had to be a retreat. He needed the emotional antidote, the 5-minute rule. This rule is not about productivity. It's about making starting easier than negotiating. When fear tells you the report must be perfect, you answer with the truth. I only need to type for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is too short for catastrophic failure. It disarms the anxiety. On day 1, Alex didn't promise himself a full workout. He promised 5 minutes of stretching. His mind, exhausted from fighting a full hour of effort, finally surrendered to the tiny ask. Once he started, the powerful behavioral momentum took over. He did 15 minutes, the next day 20. But here was the catch. Momentum is not a system. The 5-minute rule solved the starting problem, but the ultimate goal requires a machine that runs forever. Alex needed to move from temporary momentum to permanent identity. This is the first principle of the monks. Gyo-ji, continuous practice without gaps. They achieve this because their commitments are irreversible. The question of if they will meditate simply doesn't exist. Your reversible commitments become mental negotiations. Your irreversible commitments simply happen. To make the practice unbreakable, Alex stopped making private promises and started making public, high-stakes declarations. He signed a document. I am a person who trains for 30 minutes every day at 6 a.m. for 90 consecutive days. He told everyone how to make quitting more painful than continuing. He used the ancient survival instinct, the fear of losing status. Quitting would now mean having to look every person he knew in the face and admit he was just another guy who couldn't deliver. The public declaration ended the mental negotiation forever. Even with social pressure, the internal war raged every morning. The solution was the non-negotiable schedule technique that eliminates all mental negotiation. Alex chose 6 a.m. not because it was perfect, but because the world was asleep. The time wasn't about optimization, it was about elimination. He eliminated the when. Next, he eliminated the what. His schedule was fixed, but his mind kept arguing about the content. Should I run or lift? Should I write fiction or study? Why doing the same thing every day is the secret to mastery. Variety is where consistency dies. He completely locked his practice. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of stretching. Same order, same timer, every day. This consistency allows the basal ganglia in your brain to take over. The behavior becomes automatic. You are no longer deciding to do it. You are simply doing it. On day 40, Alex caught the flu. On day 60, he was traveling for work. This is where the old pattern kicks in. Sick day, equals rest day. Travel equals exception. This is the all or nothing lie that kills consistency. The monk's final teaching is this: practice requires continuity, not perfection. How to create a no-gap practice that perpetuates itself. A river never stops flowing. It may slow to a trickle, but it never stops. Alex realized, if I can't do the full 30 minutes, I do 2 push-ups and 1 minute of meditation. He meditated in the airport bathroom. He read on the plane. Nothing was perfect, but everything maintained momentum. Gaps are where your old self crawls back in. Alex's practice was automatic, but life still happens. Your car breaks down, your child gets sick, your boss keeps you late. These are consistency killers because you haven't pre-decided how to handle them. The obstacle wins because you're fighting a battle you didn't prepare for. The final element is the pre-solution method that makes you unbreakable. Zen monasteries operate because the answer already exists when the flood or fire comes. Alex wrote down every obstacle that had ever broken his consistency and pre-solved each one. If I'm hungover, I do 2 push-ups and 1 minute of meditation. If my car breaks down, I do bodyweight squats at home. When X happens, I do Y. No thinking, no negotiating, just execution. This certainty changes your entire nervous system. Your brain knows that no matter what happens tomorrow, the practice continues. On day 90, Alex completed his commitment, but something deeper had happened. He was no longer the same person. When his friends told him, "Your consistency is scary," his response was perfect. Great. The question remains, are you ready for the death of your inconsistent self and the birth of your unbreakable self? Thank you for trusting me with your time. If this breakthrough gave you the edge you needed, pay it forward by hitting like and subscribing to join the mission for absolute self-mastery.